Alright guys, what's going on? I know you're probably sick of hearing these and seeing them, but hopefully this is the final bike update before I can get you one on the bike and a walk around it once I've got my new seat in and my new tail light and everything. So there's no right way to discuss it, but I believe in the previous video I told you guys that the frame was cut off about 7.5 inches on the rear. Okay, so I added the 7 inches. The seat and the rear fender don't mount properly. So what I'm doing, you guys are welcome to do, take advice on bikes and stuff, but I got this idea from someone else. Actually someone that goes to school at State Tech with, he's a year ahead of me, but what he does to his bikes like that is he makes them into basically cafe racers. Of course there's a vehicle trying to pass me as I'm trying to get back over to avoid this, down vehicle. But anyways, happy belated Thanksgiving, guys. It's Black Friday. I have to go to an appointment, so I'm driving 2.5 hours for that. And I figured there was no better time to give you guys a good, solid update than right now. So, here's the thing. That bike, I added 7 inches onto the rear end. Well, it needed to go up. The way your 87 Hurricanes sit is the frame goes up at an angle. It also widens out. Here's my problem. It didn't go up at an angle. I put it straight out. The seat needs to go up high. The seat, I can show you guys the seat and stuff sometime. But the seat's like a shelf seat. It's like level. Then it raises up tremendously for the rear end, for the back seat. And there's supposed to be a handle that attaches the back seat to the rear fender, and everything's just kind of botched. So, and this wasn't anything I botched. The frame kind of, or the chassis really, but I had nothing to go off of. I apologize for yawning, but I got like 2 hours of sleep last night. So the way it went down was we didn't take anything off. We unhooked everything to weld it. Wasn't the best move, but it was grounded through tires, and as long as all the electrical stuff was unhooked, nothing got fried. Hopefully. I don't know how to go about this. So I'm doing the cafe racer seat because it's going to be flat. It's going to be level all the way across. Now, the problem I'm having is getting the new tail light and license plate holder hooked in. So I'm going to drill that into the frame or chassis in order to make it work. Then I'm going to connect the lights. But basically, it's going to be a single tractor tail light looking thing with turn signals mounted on the inside and a license plate light on the bottom so I can make this thing street legal. It's gonna be rough, but it'll work. Also, since I don't have rear fenders because nothing matches up like it should, surprise, freaking surprise, I'm thinking about doing half Street Fighter on the front end, and then I'm gonna leave the rear end naked. By naked, for those of you that don't know, it's basically what you saw in the previous video, except it's going to be just a seat and then tail light, and there's going to be no plastics covering basically my airbox, and basically the seat back, there's going to be no plastics. The gas tank forward should be plastic, shouldn't be too much of an issue. Sorry guys, gotta adjust my grip. It's going to look like Frankenstein's monster, but I had to figure out a way to mount the headlight and everything. I have to go through and look at the bulb this week. On Tuesday to be precise, to make sure that, I know I'm always driving in these videos, and it's almost quiet time. Everything else is pretty busy and pretty loud, but, and I need to get a good picture, video of the bike, so I'll do that for you guys eventually. But, essentially, it's going to be Frankenstein's monster all the way around. I've got the gas tank mounted on, I've got the new airbox on, a K&N filter in there. Shout out to them because they make some good stuff. What else did I need to do? I just got the fuel sensor hooked up. I had to actually solder more wire to it and then find a female connector. I explained in one of my previous videos what a female connector is, but if you haven't been following along or you forgot what a female connector, basically it's like the outlet for your wall plugins and stuff, okay? That's considered a female end. Anything that hooks into it, like the prongs, that's considered male. So it's like a small red female connector is what I had to do. I haven't tested it. I don't know if it's going to work. Because of the way I had to solder it, it couldn't go all the way in, so I don't know if I'm getting a good connection, but it shouldn't come out because I had to push the solder in kind of a little bit. Just a little bit. So it's kind of a pain, but it's going to work, I hope. If not, I'll just keep an eye on the fuel and I'll get a new fuel sensor later on. That's not that big of a deal to me. I have to order Steven those gloves for the M1 Moto giveaway. But yeah, I kind of wanted to give you guys a quick update. It's kind of boring, I know. Sorry. Starting to cool off. I'm trying to get at least one rider on the bike before I go off and start on my next one, which was the 97 or 98 ZX6R that I caught on fire, which I think was due to a fuel leak because it was basically running in reserve the entire time. So what might have been happening was there was too much like your reserve on your carbureted engine, guys, you can run it in reserve all the time, it's no big deal. But really it restricts the amount of flow. So if you have a full tank like I did and you have it in reserve, you're potentially applying too much pressure to that restrictor and it's going to allow more fuel through. Now if your fuel pump isn't doing its job, or fuel pump sensor, your fuel pump sensor, fuel pump relay, whatever you want to call it, isn't doing its job, you're going to get too much fuel and it's going to cause a fuel leak. So I think that could be problem number one. Problem number two, the hose could be too big, but it was in reserve, so it could have been too much stress and it created a leak of its own inside the fuel valve. It comes straight down from the tank to the shutoff valve that connects to a hose. So if that hose, I haven't taken it apart yet. I have to do that hopefully in 2 weeks because this semester's almost over and I haven't got my monstrosity out yet, which I'm hopefully getting it out on the 9th, if not sooner. I don't know when the 9th falls on. 9th should be a Monday. The 9th's a Monday, so maybe the 10th will be out because I have to be able to wire it, make sure it's wired in correctly, and then I have to what's it called? I don't know what it's called, guys. Gotta make sure my seat's mounted properly, which I might just use it's gonna be really dumb looking, but it's gonna be like a solid metal bracket that mounts directly under where the freaking gas tank goes in. So that's how I plan on mounting that, and I'll show you guys the finished product. I'll go over all the work I did in depth. It took me a while. I have to figure out a new rear rotor because someone sent me the wrong size, but it'll work. I'm not too terribly concerned. I also have to fix the rear brake. So someone thought it was a good idea to fully extend the nut on your rear brake. It basically goes to a plunger that tells it, hey, has like a spring or something in there to help it kind of go back up. Sorry guys, I'm driving one hand as I'm trying to describe. And the guy's got the nut fully extended. So basically what it means is I can apply the brake, but it's never going to go back up. So I have to tighten that up. I'm basically going to spread the metal bracket, tighten the bolt up, take that metal bracket, pull it back over the bolt, and then I'm going to go ahead and mount my rear brake back to it and see if that fixes it. If not, then it could be a spring issue and such as like the spring not existing. So that's the route I have to take. I also have to look into why my rear lights didn't want to get a connection. So it could be one of those things where this bike's weird. If something's not hooked up, other things won't work. It's like a safety shutoff. It's like a safety switch, okay? So I got to go through and do all that. Hopefully it'll be done by the 9th, because I'm going to use this week to basically do my brake, make sure it's working properly, make sure there's no error in the lines, any of my lines, and then I'll be all set. Hopefully in 2 weeks I'll be set. Because while I'm waiting on my parts, if there's something else I can do, I'm going to take what I have that I'm not using, and if, for instance, it's like an ignition switch, right? I have a new ignition switch. I'm not swapping it out with the old one. I'm probably going to turn around and sell that $50. I've got fairings that I'm not going to use, so I'll turn around and I'll sell those for like $75 a piece. I'm not trying to make money back off of those. I got them for like $150 a piece. Honestly, I didn't like doing it. I get it, the bike's becoming more and more rare. Running ones too are becoming more rare. But the frame's just too jacked up for me to mount those pieces back on properly. It's going to be more of like a joyride bike. It's not going to be anything super big, super outrageous. So that's the route I'm going to go for that bike. The ZX6R, I'm going to play around on that for sure. That thing's got some get up and go on it. So yeah, I'm going to slowly get all that done. And eventually I might modify the bike, the Hurricane. I may even shorten that rear end of the frame. Take like a circular saw or something to it, cut it, drill holes through, and then mount that rear bracket straight back through it. That way it's right there in line with the seat. But I mean, baby steps. Really, really small baby steps. That's all I've got for now. I'm gonna hold off on giveaways because it seems like nobody's interested in them or interested in even commenting and seeing what they would like to see on the videos. Just because I haven't done it doesn't mean I won't do it. So guys, drop those comments, share it, like it, hit the notifications. Next giveaway I'll do when I hit, I don't know, 50,000 subscribers, maybe less. It's a lot. Maybe 5,000 subscribers. I might have enough feedback then to do a good giveaway. So let's get the subscriber count up so I can go ahead and do more giveaways. Otherwise, there's no sense in me doing any giveaways because, let's face it, y'all don't want to hear about the bike updates. I don't want to give the bike updates. I want to give you guys riding videos and do them that way, because looking at my ugly mug is not doing much for you. So like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. I know I trashed on my brother, but if you have siblings, you know what it is. You just trash on them. It's what you do. So if I offended any of you, I don't apologize, because that's not your family to be offended for, okay? And he can take it. He's my age. He's 26, so he can take it, guys. Anyways, I'm hopping off of here. Hopefully you guys will give me some good feedback and I can get you guys some good content here soon. It's kind of hard to come up with new things and good things to do whenever it's getting cold out and I don't have access to some vehicles that I'd like four-wheelers or dirt bikes or stuff where I can really go off and get hurt on. Because let's face it, everybody enjoyed my wreck video. I should have made it longer. If I'd have known it was going to get that many views, I would have made it longer. I don't know if I still have access to it. I might display the full video someday and just be like, hey, full video of wrecking, apologize for no audio. But it's just where I used to live, and it was like a 20-minute drive because I didn't have my Bluetooth. My Senna's Bluetooth to my GoPro, and it's the worst setup possible because I can't listen to music while I'm on it, and I can't do really anything. I can't answer phone calls or anything on the road, so yeah, there's that. So if you guys are going to use a Senna and Bluetooth and GoPro, go ahead and get a newer one. Buy the mic adapter, hook those up to it, because let's be honest, what I have, it works, but it doesn't work. Like, it does what I need it to do, but it drains the battery pretty fast. After a couple hours, I have to change it. And that's if it holds the charge. If it doesn't want to hold the charge that day, then I have to go through with 4 batteries, get you 4 separate videos, and then I have to figure out what I want and where, and then make different parts because I suck at editing. So, there's that, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully the next video is going to be a walk around from the bike, and I will be able to hopefully get you guys a video of the first ride on the bike. A nice, good test ride. Take it out a couple miles, maybe open it up a little bit, but we'll see. Alright guys, until next time, I'll see you later.